All right, so this is Ellie May and Kiki's Roadmap to Success, and I just want to remind the guardians of some of the things that we chatted about today during the behavior session. One of the things that we didn't do a video on that I just want to go over is remember to use our structured walk exercise. You can go on the website dogonproms.com, click on dog training tips, use the search bar, and type in structured walk. That'll be a good reminder for any of the rules for going for the structured walk, how to put the martingale and leash setup on as a harness. There's a bunch of videos on that. So you can do that to help the dog stop pulling. Remember to keep one dog on each side of you, or if you guys are going out as a couple, each person takes one dog. But still, at that point, make sure that they're walking. I think we have Kiki on the right and Ellie May on the left. So even if only one person is walking one dog, still keep them on the right and left side so they get used to it. Anything that's predictable like that will help them make that transition faster and better. And just remember that if they're pulling a lot, to just stop, stand still, and kind of relax and wait for them to learn how to relax. The goal is to have the leash loose almost at all times unless you have to do a quick correction. One of the rules that you will see routinely through some of these videos is to not let them have like a potty break, but remember we are breaking that because the main goal is to get Kiki to go to the bathroom outside. So bring treats with you, and if she does go potty, we want to reward that, and that's a good thing. So if you see in other videos that as a conflict, ignore that because that's one of our ways of trying to get her to go to the bathroom outside. You can also use that exact same method overall to get them out to the car. Remember, we want them to walk out the door calmly, so if you have to stand there with them with the leash on and you're standing there, wait it out. Wait for them to relax. Take a couple steps, wait for them to relax. And do this over and over again until you can get to the point where you put their leashes on and you just walk outside and they're nice and calm. Now, calm can mean tail up, happy, wagging. They don't have to look like they're half asleep, but it just means that they aren't pulling at the end of the leash. They're not, barking or yipping or kind of spinning and looking high energy. You want to see nice, calm, happy dogs. And that's a good indicator that you're ready to get into the car, and that should help them so when they're actually in the car, they're not bringing all of that energy to the table. Whatever energy they have in the house when you walk out the door, they're going to bring to that next step, whether that's going for the walk itself or if you're getting in the car. So that is a gauge of whether you're really ready to go to that next step, is how much energy they have at that point. Now, we talked a lot about helping them get over pottying in the house because Kiki's a new rescue dog. Remember, freedom restriction. We want to put a gate up in the bedroom where you have the vanity area to get ready in the morning, because if the dogs are able to sneak, or Kiki, if she's able to sneak away and go to the bathroom where you can't see her, as soon as she's out of your line of vision, even if that's turning around the corner of the bed, she's more likely to have an accident there. Remember that if we yell at them or have any kind of negative reaction, if she has an accident, it's going to make her less likely to go to the bathroom in front of us outside when we actually want her to go, because dogs don't distinguish between the two in that way. So she's going to think that you're unreasonable, and I know that you haven't done that, but in the past she's probably dealt with that. So if she has an accident, try to stay neutral and stay nice and calm, and just keep rewarding that good behavior. When you are outside and you're taking her out to go potty, whether it's in the backyard or on a walk, as soon as they start going, say the word potty and stand still. Don't approach them, because as you get closer to them, they get more excited and they're less likely to finish going to the bathroom fully, and they'll have to go when they get back. So stand still, then wait for them to be completely done, then go over, give them a treat, say potty. Okay, remember, we want to be timing this right when they're going, so they're understanding that that's the connection and they're being rewarded for that. And I'd also want to encourage you to extend this to Ellie May, because I think it'll help Kiki start to see, oh, she's doing this behavior to get a reward. Dogs learn in very social environments, so she should be able to also see that as another positive way of reinforcement. Continue on. The journal that you made was amazing. Keep up with that until you really feel like this behavior is completely extinguished. And then also stick with a nice routine. The better the routine is great, because it helps make the dog know that there's a predictable time that they can go out. And so the more scheduled it is, usually the faster they will be at kind of stopping having accidents in the house. Remember, you can use the kennel or any other area to restrict their freedom. If you bring them out, she doesn't go, keep her really close to you so she can't get out of your line of vision until you can bring her out again. Remember, if you're in the backyard, don't stay out longer than about 10 minutes. If you're out there more than 10 minutes, she's probably not going to go. That doesn't mean you can't take a longer walk with her. And remember, we talked about going out for walks in the morning after feeding and then in the evening after feeding to try to get her to go poop, since she doesn't want to do that in the backyard. Keep that up to break the habit of going inside, and then we'll transition that into the backyard so she gets used to doing it outside and in front of you, which is also an important hurdle for her to kind of get over. You can make sure we're using the line here in the living room to keep the dogs away from you when you're eating at night. Practice this without, perfect. Practice this when you're not actually eating if you can, so that way you're not worried about spilling dinner, your food getting cold, things like that. So it's even better to do or just practice in a specific training time period. You can use the same exact method for the door over here to keep the dogs off of the tile when people come over so they're not jumping up at you. And then also I want to remind you about how to help that Kiki stop barking outside at people. When she's looking outside, say the word look, get her attention back on you, give her a treat. In the beginning, you want this to be very fast so she doesn't even start barking. So have her look on her own, say look, get her attention back, give her a treat, say look. And then over time, you extend the period of time. So she looks outside, you say look, you pause, and then you give a treat. And then that interval gets longer and longer, so she's really building up the ability to sit and look outside without barking. And then also possibly get a little treat container out in the living room so she can go over when she looks out the window and someone goes by, say look, and give her a treat. That way she starts to build up the idea that it's not just during a training episode, but that this is all the time that you want her to not be barking at other people outside. Let's see, was there anything else that was pretty big that I'm missing? We made a video on the restraint for going to the vets. Remember to make these really positive. You can also go to Home Depot, Lowe's, and ask people to be a part of this, to get them involved where they might pick up her paws. You could actually even say, oh, can you give her a treat, pick up a back paw, and you're holding like the front part of her. You're stimulating what would happen at the vet, but at a lower threshold where it probably won't even startle her. But it's getting so close to what would actually happen, and it's in a new novel environment with a bunch of chaos going around, that it's more likely to help her get over that hurdle of going to the vet. And you can also go to the vet without needing to have an actual time to be scheduled. Show up, maybe go to the front door, give her a treat, walk away. Next time, maybe go in the lobby, give her a treat, and then leave after 5 seconds, just to get her to have more exposures to the actual location without actually having a negative association. And then you can practice all of those different elements while you're at home. You can get, something to kind of stimulate putting in her ear. You can do all sorts of things that you can picture the vet doing. With nail clippers, get her to the point where you are holding the nail clippers and you give her treats, then pick up her paw, hold the nail clippers, give her treats, then get to the point where you're just taking the nail clipper that's metal, that part, and rubbing it on her toenails, because that's usually an abrasive sound, and give her treats for that before you start clipping. That way you're breaking down all the different parts, so that way when you get to clipping, she's really prepared. Another thing, if you clip one toenail and she's good, end there for the day. That way she ends with a positive experience. Then the next day, maybe do a couple more and keep going. Eventually, over time, you can do all at once. But in the beginning, taking things slow is the best way to go. And then last, I want to remind you that everything you do trains your dog, only sometimes you mean it.